Obviously a great team win, 36-16 over Georgia. Very good football team. Took a total team effort. Proud of the team and assistant coaching staff. They did a tremendous job all week. On offense, 0 turnovers, big part of the game. 475 yards, 275 rushing, 4 for 4 on fourth down, 17 points in the fourth quarter. Our whole goal was to attack the whole game. We wanted to stay on the attack. We took shots downfield. We were aggressive on fourth down. What a great job by Steve Insminger and the offensive staff. On defense, we held Georgia under 27 points under the average, 163 yards less than they were used to, 2 interceptions. We played with great effort. I think Dave made some tremendous adjustments throughout the ball game. This was a very, very tough football team. I thought Ed Alexander, nose tackle, had one of his best games, along with Grant Delpert and Devin White. Special teams, another lights out performance, 5 for 5 on field goals, 3 for 3 on PAT. Cole Trace, 18 points. But, I was watching the film this morning. You got to give credit to Blake Ferguson and Josh Growler, man. Those snaps are right on the money. The protection's right on there. Just a total team effort. The 2 turnovers, the stopped fake field goal by Grant Delpert is one of the best plays I've ever seen in football. He was rushing. You guys seen it. He felt the wing go out. He comes to cover the wing. Devin had the wing covered. He went and tackled the kicker. It was just one of the most spectacular plays I've seen as a coach. On the kickoff, Ed Parrish caused the fumble. Those were very, very important turnovers for us, and it was good to see Avery Atkins going down there and recover it. Tell the truth Monday, we're going to digest it, look at it, and move forward. We have a tough Mississippi State team coming in, out physicals us last year on both sides of the football. We still have that taste in our mouth. This is a very good football team. Led by Nick Fitzgerald, one of the best quarterbacks we're going to see. They switched up their offense a little bit against Auburn and had 369 yards rushing. It was a dominant effort by them. On defense, Jeffrey Simmons is probably the best defensive tackle in the country. Montez Sweat is one of the best pass rushers. They have skilled people. This is going to be a tremendous challenge. I invite our fans to come out early. It's homecoming night, Saturday night in Tiger Stadium. I want to thank them for the support. And the Georgia game, it definitely made a difference. It was a home field advantage, and we're going to need it again this Saturday night. Any questions?
Ed, you mentioned that defensive front for Mississippi State. What is it that makes them so tough? And you think there's any chance that Garrett could return to practice this week?
It was hard for us to block Simmons last year. And he's physical. He plays over the nose tackle. He plays over the guard. He's big, long, and lean. He reminds me a lot of Leonard Williams, a guy I coached at USC. He was a first-round draft pick. He plays with a tremendous motor. Montez Sweat is tall. He came to our camp, long-levered, great pass rusher. I don't think Brumfield's going to be ready this week. I think he's very questionable.
Ed Alexander's been playing a lot more lately. I mean, how much of that is, him getting healthy and in shape, and how much is certain things he's just bringing lately?
Yeah. He's the 2-gap nose tackle that you're looking for. And, Braden is a good football player, but Braden is really a better end for us, more athletic end that you can move around, take on a single block. Ed did a tremendous job on the center, who I said I thought was one of the best players. Ed had a tremendous game against him. Ed's still struggling with some problems with his lower extremities. He gets very sore, and you can see he got off the field. He's not going to practice today, but I think he will be ready to play again. We're going to need him again against Mississippi State.
Ed, dealing with success now and getting your team refocused, Foster Moore has some really complimentary words about your ability to do that each week. What do you do? And he said you kind of mix it up each week to make sure they're focused and ready to go on that approach.
Yeah, it's just a feel. Being coaching for 35 years, I try to feel the pulse of the team. I look at practice, see if we're practicing hard enough, number one. Number two, if we're practicing too hard, scale back. Know that each week is going to be different. You're dealing with 18 to 22-year-old men. You got to feel the pulse of the team and make an adjustment when you have to.
Hey, down here, do you see D. Anderson being back this week and Sheldon?
Yeah, they're both going back.
Okay, and just with the run game of Mississippi State, I mean, you guys shut down Georgia, but then with a running quarterback, how much difference does that
This is different. This is totally different. They were more of a pro-style attack. It wasn't a dual threat attack. They run what we call the zone read option and the power read option. These guys in different formations, they spread you out, try to run the ball up the middle, around. This is a different attack. It's RPO. It's check with me, look over. This is a totally different scheme.
Coach Kirby Smart was really complimentary of Joe Burrow in terms of the checks he made at the line and so forth. Some people may look at his stats and say, oh, he didn't play that great of a game.
Yeah.
But what are the things that he does that do not show up in the stat
Yeah,
sheet?
manage the game, take us out of bad situations, put us in the good situations. We're very smart with the football. That's what I was most pleased with. No turnovers.
Coach in the back over here, Jason Hines, a true freshman.
Yeah.
I think he played every series after the first. What did y'all see out of him on the field?
Did very well. Very athletic. Sometimes unsure of himself. He doesn't really let loose and explode like he can. You know, he was a defensive lineman also. He can come out his hips. He's very strong, but he's very smart. He knows his plays. He has few mental errors. He's athletic and move his feet and can handle one-on-one blocks. So we feel that you're going to see a lot more of him this week.
And then defensively, that D-line, I think, was criticized a lot last week. How did, tell the truth Monday, when you reviewed that group,
Yeah.
who stood out maybe even outside of Alexander?
You know, Alexander, Fahoko, Richard had his best game. I thought Glenn Logan had his best game. He had a sack. Our pass rush wasn't what we wanted, but we were playing basically a three-man rush. Dave had a great game plan, made him hold the ball. I thought they played good against a very good offensive line. It was one of their better games.
Ed, it looked like Mississippi State was trying to make Nick more of a passer earlier in their year and kind of turned him loose against Auburn. Just speak to his ability and kind of where he's at now as a quarterback and as a runner at that position.
Yeah, obviously we knew he can throw the ball, but he is a very dangerous runner. He can pick and choose his holes. He likes to run in between the tackles, and he's a big, strong quarterback. We watched it this morning and watched his runs, especially against Auburn. He's very dangerous. He can get up the field. He can make you miss. Very smart with the football, ride in the side, make decisions. This is going to be one of the best quarterbacks we'll see all year.
Coach in the back here, Cole Tracy was 5 for 5, and if you take those away, I mean, the game's a lot closer than it was. So, I mean, how important is it going to be to have a guy that you can send out there and you know he's going to send it through the uprights for these next couple of
Yeah,
games?
it gives us a lot of confidence. When you don't have a field goal kicker, you change your whole game plan when you get inside the 50, and that's not so. I'll just keep on telling them, get it to the 33. Just get it to the 33. We're going to kick it. And, you know, when you walk away with points at the end of a drive, it gives your team confidence. And also when you kick the ball through the end zone and they have to start deep in their own territory, it gives you great field position.
Down here on the left. Early in the season when Nick started out running really well, you said that he deserved kind of the lead role. Now that Clyde has emerged with some big games, you go into weeks now wanting to get them both equal amount of action?
You know, we have certain plays that they run very well, and we let them run those plays. And obviously Clyde is a good zone runner. Nick is more inside. That doesn't mean Clyde can't run inside. If I say that, he's going to get mad at me because he can run inside. But they do different things, and we have different packages for each of them. But I would see them as equal now.
Ed, you've been around a lot of big games, USC, Ole Miss, LSU. Now, how do you describe just how emotional that victory was Saturday, especially when you got everybody out on the field? Is that something that we know the players embrace it? Do you embrace that as a head coach?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's good for recruiting. It's good for our fans. It's never going to be about me. I was just happy for the LSU family to see that. You know, I grew up watching LSU football, seen that happen a couple of times. Always wanted to be a part of it. But, you know, you're so entrenched in the X's and O's and the motivation that you don't know what's happening at the time. I still haven't seen a picture yet. But me and my wife on the field, thank God we had security guards. But I was just so happy to see the fans where they were, you know.
Never loved Brian Madden more in your life, have you?
That's right. That's right.
Could you talk a little bit more about what Shea was talking about, just Clyde's ability to get to the edge and stretch the defense sideline to sideline?
He's a good outside runner. He's a counter runner, edge runner. Not to say that he can't run inside, but those are the things that he does really well.
Coach, right here, through 7 games, exact same number of rushing yards and passing yards, 1,415.
Yeah.
Big picture question, what do you like about the offense so far this year, and what are the areas you'd like to keep improving?
Yeah, I like the daily operations. I know that when I walk into that meeting, we have 7 coaches, whatever the amount of coaches in there, working on football all day. They're on the same page. They're led by Steve Ensminger. I know they're giving the LSU Tigers their best shot. We are covering everything from A to Z. We watch every bit of practice film. If it's broke, we fix it. They're doing everything I ask them to do. I know when I go in there and I make a recommendation, they do it right away. Okay, Coach, good. Sounds like a good idea. I know on game day that Steve Ensminger is going to be able to take what the defense gives him. He's going to be able to make adjustments, so with our staff. I think we have a very cohesive staff, and I think that's the thing I'm most pleased with.
Coach, a lot of teams have had an open date, and you haven't. You've been grinding here for a while. Is there kind of a feeling of, hey, let's just find a way to win this game, and we've got that on the other side there?
Yeah, you know, I know Mississippi State had an open date, but it's not going to be about them. We just got to stay to the process. We can't look past Saturday. We can't look past anything else. Today's Tell the Truth Monday. I know our team must be tired a little bit. I realize that. I'm going to pull off on them a little bit this week. But we got to get, this is a big game for us. It's going to be a physical game against a very talented football team. We have to get ready to go again.
Ed, your defense, the pass defense was struggled against Louisiana Tech, came back against Ole Miss, and performed well. The run defense struggled against Florida, came back last week against Georgia and did well. A little bit of a pride situation.
Yeah.
Did you see how these players reacted to having a bad outing?
That's a good point. You know, we have a thing today called Tell the Truth Monday, as I've said many times, and we put up what we did well. And then we put up 3 things we did well on offense, defense, and special teams. We put 3 things that we must and will improve. And those are the things that you're seeing. We have a saying, if it's broke, we want to fix it.
This past week it was Kerry Vincent, Jacoby Stevens, but we've seen it with Racy McMath. You finding guys' abilities and making
Yes.
them, putting them in positions to win.
Yes.
Could you speak to their plays this weekend, but also big picture, how you're just maybe identifying a guy here or there that can make a difference in a game?
Yeah, we feel that Jacoby Stevens is an outstanding athlete. We need to find him some places to play. He had 1 play and 1 sack. That's a pretty good ratio, so we need to play him some more. You've seen John Trey Kirkland move on offense. I think John Trey is going to play better. Racy McMath is a move tight end for us. And also Racy is doing tremendous on special teams. And who was the other one you mentioned?
I was just saying, but finding something a guy does well and making sure.
Yes. Yes, we're doing that. We are always looking at our roster. You know, I don't like sitting on the sideline when I see 11 guys on the football field and I see a better athlete sitting on the sideline. That's not LSU football. We want to put our athletes in best position to make plays, and that's my job.
Coach, on your right, you mentioned every time we talk about Avery Atkins, it's him kicking the ball through the end zone. The fumble recovery was kind of amazing. I mean, he got super aggressive going to get it.
Yeah.
Is that we just seldom see that from kickers. Is that
Yeah.
something that is taught with Greg McMahon, or is that something with Avery that we just don't ever get to see?
I would say that's a combination of both. It surprised me, to be honest with you. His aggressiveness. He's a quiet, mild-mannered kid, but, he's a stocky kid, so he can go in there and battle. Very smart, 4.0 grade point average. Just a competitor. And Greg wants all 11 going for the football, but when I saw him get out that ball, it was kind of a cool thing to see.
Hey, Coach, over here. Michael Divinity has seemed to really come on as of late the last couple of weeks. Just what do you see from him and what his role could look like?
Michael's tough. I like Michael. He's got an energy about him. He's got a seriousness about him. He's very smart. He's a good pass rush. He's got a nice spin move. He's gotten a couple sacks off his spin moves. He comes to play. He plays with a high motor.
Coach, I know back here, I know a couple times I've asked you about the 4th down decision-making process this year. Obviously, this last game, that was a huge element of the game. It seemed like, were you even giving the go-ahead, or was it kind of predetermined if we get in within this distance,
Yeah.
we're just rolling?
If we had a shot, we were going to take it. There was 4th and 1 or less, we were going for it, even on the 38. And, they took a little while to set the chains up. We were going to hurry up. We were going to hurry up offense and not let them get set. And it worked a couple of times. But if there's any situation in this football game that we had a chance to attack, we were going to attack. That 38 was a little dicey, but it worked.
Could you speak to Mississippi State's running back room. Obviously, Nick Fitzgerald gets a lot of the attention with his running
Yeah.
abilities, but they have to hand the ball to somebody.
Yeah. Kid's name is Colin Hill, really good running back. Yeah, good special teams guy, really good running back. I think he's 5'9", one of those short, stocky guys. Really good. They always have tough running backs. You know, I've played them many a times. This is a tough physical team, but he is another tough physical running back.
Coach in the back here, Kirby Smart really attested his loss to your team's ability to be more physical. How have you seen that grow in your team in the past couple games? And I mean, how important is it going to be moving
I attribute that to the way we practice. Number one, let me say number two, the way we practice. Number one, the way we recruit. I think if you come to LSU, you coach at LSU, physicality is a part of your DNA. And that's always been LSU football. And some people like that, some people don't. The people that don't come here. And we practice physical. We go one-on-ones on Tuesday. We have competition Tuesday. We have 9-on-7. So the guys like it. They like that being a part of the game. And that's a big compliment coming from them because they're very physical.
How much has Mississippi State's offense this year changed versus last year? Obviously, some different personnel, but do you guys go back to the tape from a season ago and kind of see what happened, or do you watch a lot of
Definitely.
this
Yeah,
year?
definitely. There's a lot of same place. A lot of same place. It is very, very similar.
Coach, it may rain Saturday. You had the Ole Miss game that you dealt with and whatnot, but how do you guys prepare if you think it's going to be that case?
Same way, we don't talk about the elements, but if there's a chance for rain, we'll have a rain ball, practice with a wet ball, do all that stuff, and whatever it takes, go in the game.
Hey, down here. With Thaddeus Moss, you said you might have a couple plays on Saturday.
Yeah.
Didn't try us out. I mean, is he just kind of slowly recovering, or is it kind of what's?
I'm trying to figure it out myself.
Yeah.
And sometimes he practices and feels better. It's a lingering injury, and when it gets down to game time, he doesn't feel like he's full speed and stuff like that. So it's something that he's not completely healed. We want it to heal a lot faster, but it's just not healing the way we want it. He wants to play, but when he tries to play, he can't. So one of those things.
Ed, is versatility your biggest strength on offense right now? Your ability to go tempo, power, wherever you want to do?
Yeah, I think so. I think using the spread, Steve spreading the ball around, figuring out who we are. I didn't say this, I should have. I thought our offensive line played fantastic. Although we gave up a couple of sacks for us to run the ball for them, 275 yards. Credit James Craig for those guys. But I think it's a combination of Joe being able to operate the offense the way Steve wants it to do. We have different weapons. We run from a spread. We can spread the ball around. But it all starts with up front. You got to be able to block. And these guys blocked a pretty good front.
And in the middle, only 2 penalties for 19 yards in the
Yeah.
game against Georgia. Just talk
Yeah.
about the discipline your team has showed so
Yeah.
far.
I was proud of them. I talked to them about that look, and we had that look Saturday. And it was a good feeling to see. And, when you're fired up, it's something else. But when you're disciplined, you're together as a football team, and you're focused, Saturday was one of those days. It was going to happen. You could feel it. And, we don't want to give anybody nothing. We felt that we didn't play well against Florida. And we worked hard on penalties and we had our guys run and all that stuff. But again, this team, most of the things that I've asked them to fix, they fixed.
Coach, a couple weeks ago, you said you weren't a fan of profanity in music and the crowd and everything. It's kind of a hot topic after this
Yeah.
weekend again. Is there a fine line between a college atmosphere and keeping it classy, or what's your take?
Here again, it's not my business. It's not my decision. I love our fans. I love the tunes. I love all that stuff. But the words used, I would prefer those words not to be used.
Coach, it seemed like one way that y'all dealt with that pass rush, Georgia, was that tempo. Just get everybody dog tired out there. At what point during the week did y'all start to think that might be something you could exploit?
Monday we had to attack. We had to get it. We were pissed on Monday. Okay, so be honest with you. And said, hey, we're not going to do that again. Let's go for it. And not that we didn't go for it against Florida. We just had to change our mindset. We just was going to go sit in there. We're going to do everything that we could and hurry up. You see those big defensive linemen that they have, and you're wearing them out in there. Hurry up was a big part of the game plan. But you got to be careful, especially if their offense is moving the football. We don't want to go hurry up and tire our defense. But we talked about it. We'll talk about it as a staff, and we were going to attack and stay on the attack. We did.
A little off topic, but did you see the Braden Villy haka in the pregame?
Mm-mm.
Oh, all right. You gotta check it out.
All right, guys, I hope you have a great day. Go Tigers.